How to be late for Parkrun by W. Mills. Number 1, forget your running shoes and have to go back and grab them. Number 2, miss your train. Number 3, drop kids off at the pool at Brighton Station. But after all of that, you think you've managed to make it just on time, but then you remember who you're with and he still hasn't put his running shoes on. And as they jog to the start, they've already gone off. But you've made it. You're underway. You are 1 minute 13 behind the parkrun time, but you're at least being paced by the one and only D Mills to a Strava PB. Does that count? We will see. There's the first doggo that we've overtaken. We're going to keep that count going. W Mills' PB, a 19:19, which is around 3:52 per kilometre. D Mills is going to try and pace him just a second a kilometre quicker, around 3:51 per kilometre, to try and come home in a 19:10. It's going to be a tough ask given the 700 runners that they have started behind, and a parkrun PB is well off the cards given W Mills' tardiness, but we can at least see what he's capable of. 200 metres in, fourth doggo overtake, and D Mills is pacing them along like the master that he is. 3:55 per kilometre, not going off too hot, weaving in and out of the runners that got out of bed on time, but there should be a nice bit of free air on the right here as we hit 3:50 per kilometre. Looks like we have a doggy ground to a halt. Owner can't get them going. Some lovely smells on the floor there, but we take advantage for our 5th overtake and quickly move on to number 6. 3:50 per kilometre still, going well. Another doggy just having a bit of an issue up there, but is getting going. But will they keep us behind for long? Ah, oh, nowhere, little doggy spots his crown by run kings and goes for a little lick. But we get the job done up to number 7, and it's quickly going to be number 8 now.
El Doggo.
It is indeed an El Doggo W Mills, but unfortunately you can't stick around for strokies. You've got to move on through with D Mills, and he does. Number 8, 600 metres in, and D Mills is hitting his marks perfectly. 3:50 per kilometre. Our next concern is the turnaround coming up that we know from last time Damo was here could be costly.
Damo. So we need to get on the inside.
Those could be wise words from W Mills. Do they need to get over to the inside before this left-hand turn? 180 degrees. If we stay here, we're going to have to go all the way around the outside, and we will lose a little bit of time. But it's going to be difficult to get over there, so we may be forced to stick with our current line as we move on past shortly the 27-minute pacer. And yes, the turn is here. We are going to have to go all the way around the outside. Let's see how D Mills navigates this. Oh, it's beautiful. He slingshots around the outside, accelerating out. But wait a minute, and don't worry, the footage hasn't cut out. What did I just see? Let's just go back a few frames. The sub-26 pace has just stopped, everyone. And I think she's picking up some dogs. I think she's got 1 and she's picking up 2. So that's 3 doggo overtakes. Thank you very much. Back to the matter at hand. And things are getting a little bit precarious here. The pebbles on the inside have been brushed away to the side by the amazing volunteers because this was almost called off. But it does mean when they're sneaking up the inside of people, their feet are getting a little bit close to those pebbles, which could definitely cause a little accident. Could be fantastic content if we see a little tumble from one of them. But we are through 1 kilometre. Damo having to scoot up the inside of the bench there, and it's a 3:52, so almost perfect from D Mills with a turnaround, having to dice in and out of people.
If I feel the wind this way.
But things are going to get tougher this way. There is a little bit of a headwind, but hopefully W Mills can use the behemoth windbreak that is D Mills. I can hear him complaining that the wind is going to kill him. But what have I spotted? It's another little doggy friend, and look, he wants to fly free. He, she, I don't know, but they definitely want to go quicker than their owner's going at the moment. They're dragging them along. Please let me come with you, boys. Oh, see you later, friend. Sorry. A dozen doggos overtaken now. And D Mills and W Mills are still ploughing on through, runners. The sub-24 pacer will be overtaken soon. We're definitely struggling with that headwind, though. I'm seeing a lot more 355 to 4 per kilometre rather than 350 to 355. But at least we will only have to endure a headwind for a kilometre maximum at a time. We get to turn around and have a little bit of tailwind again pretty soon. But look at this! Look at this! The doggy from earlier's re-overtaken us! I've never seen anything like it at a parkrun. Damo's looking absolutely disgusted at being overtaken. But W Mills is saying, go on, doggy. That's the parkrun spirit. But we still want to get you back later. There's a dog over there on the left, but I don't think he's involved. And another one, but no, I don't think they're going at a 23-minute 5k pace. We are now running opposite sides of the path with our nemesis over on the left there. 1.5k, and this is a battle of the ages. Are we about to re-overtake them and get our dozen doggo overtakes back? Yes, we are. Is that the last we will see of that tenacious young doggy? 1 mile in, and are we seeing the first signs of W Mills struggling to stick with D Mills? We're coming up on the 23 pacer, and I just get the impression that he's having to work a little bit harder than he'd like. Yes, we're definitely starting to drop back. This headwind is wreaking havoc with young W Mills. Not long until the turnaround, and hopefully he can get himself back on the heels of the 3/4 length prince. 2 kilometers, and yes, some time has been dropped. It's a 3:56. That is 4 seconds behind his current 19:19 PB pace, and I will put that down the bottom left for you to keep an eye out on as we go along. We are finally at the next turnaround where we can get out of this headwind. D Mills isn't too far ahead of us, and hopefully W Mills, being better through the tight turns than D Mills, can make some time up, and it does look like he has made up at least a couple of meters. Right, W Mills, time to work on back towards him. You've got the tailwind now. I want to see a little bit more 350 per kilometer. I'm definitely seeing more 355 as we push on to the sub-22 pacer now, but that will still see times gradually slipping away. He really needs to do a little bit of a surge now, get up behind D Mills. If he can't at least match his PB pace in this kilometer, he's in deep, deep trouble. 2.5k, and D Mills, can you come back, please? I know you're probably going along exactly at the goal pace, but we've got a young officer here really struggling, and he could do with your support. D Mills, Passion Prince, come back! I think you're alone, W Mills. He is in a difficult position here, is W Mills. On the one hand, because he started a minute and 13 late, he's going to still be overtaking lots of people, and that's always a really good psychological boost. However, a minute and 13 on average pace when you're getting tired is only maybe 10-15 seconds per kilometer slower, so they're not that much slower than him, so it would be so easy to just tuck in with one of them, lose a lot of time like he is now. But no, he realizes that. He kicks on. He's at 350 per kilometer. This is what we need from you. D Mills is actually maybe moving a little bit further towards us now. In fact, I have just seen him having a little look round. Is he easing the pace up to push with W Mills in that horrible headwind that's coming up? Perhaps he hasn't left us for dead. About to overtake number 13 now. I wish it was number 13 doggo. We haven't seen one of them for a while. Hopefully we can see at least one more. He's through 3 kilometers now. It's a 3:54, so he did pick that pace up, but he still lost 2 seconds, and we are 6 seconds down on his 19:19 PB. And we are about to see what he's made of when he turns around into the headwind. How much does he want this Strava PB? Because he's not going to get it officially on Parkrun. But we all know if it's not on Strava, it doesn't count anyway. So come on, W Mills. Get up to D Mills before the turnaround. And I think he's got the same idea. 3:45 per kilometer. Keep working, boy. There's our turnaround. He hasn't quite got to D Mills, so we are in for a long old slog. He can barely muster up a thank you. He will be doing well, I think, to stick in the 3s in this kilometer. And I think that's what he needs to do to give him any hope of getting that PB. The final 500 meters will be with a tailwind, so if he's within 10 to 15 seconds to try and make up with a Mills kick, anything is possible. This next kilometer will be make or break. Does look like we've gapped our little friend from earlier on the left there. He's working ever so hard. 3:55 per kilometer, still going past people, and there's another doggy friend. Yes! Sorry, I was very over the top, but I got a little bit excited there. He's keeping D Mills in sight really well as well. If he can keep at 3:55 per kilometer, even though that will lose him another 3 seconds, I really think he can do it with a final kick for home. Here, doggy, doggy, doggy. There we go. number 13 in the bank. And that dog is doing unbelievable for how small it is. D Mills is absolutely fucked off, though. Not long to go, though, W Mills. Power through. I can see 355 to 4 flat flicking in between those two. That's still good enough, I think. Oh, no. 405 per kilometre. Get back to 4 flat. Well done, Dub Mills. You've just got to get to that turnaround and unleash the beast. We have hit 4 kilometres, and he did manage to stay in the threes. It's a 3:57, so he's lost 5 seconds. He is 11 seconds down on his previous PB. So I reckon he needs around a 3:43 in this final kilometre. He's still got a decent amount of time to go in this horrible headwind. 4:05 per kilometre. He's going to be gradually losing time, but once he gets to that final turn, going to slingshot out. He's going to hopefully go Super Saiyan, get himself in the 2s, and sneak a cheeky little PB. He has now moved himself on up behind the sub-21 pace group. He really can't afford to stick with them for long. And as he went through, apparently the guy with the red top did come along with him for the ride, and things got a little bit spicy towards the end. He's managing to get back towards 4 flat per kilometre before the turnaround, which will help him now 3:55, so he's ramping things up even before we get to the turnaround and turn on party mode. And here we are, the final turn for home. 500 metres to go. Dig in and drive for home. The guy with the red top is right with him, but W Mills is a competitive little bastard and he doesn't want to let him through, but he's going to have to go some to keep him there. And look at the pace. We are already going along now at 3:30 per kilometre. A lovely open stretch of tarmac for W Mills to extend his stride and gallop towards his personal best. 400 metres to go. That's a long way still. Let's hope he hasn't gone early. The guy is right with him. $300 to go. He's still holding 3:35 per kilometre, dipping to 3:40, still making up plenty of time. But has he got a final trick up his sleeve? I think we may have just activated go time. I think we're about to witness something pretty special. It's 200 to go, 3:25 per kilometre. Guy in the red top's right behind him, 3:10 per kilometre. Even if he wants to slow down, he can't. His ego won't let him. 3:05 per kilometre. 3 flat per kilometre. They're matching each other stride for stride. The 2s have been breached. They're like a bullet train coming through these runners. 250 per kilometre. The finish line is in sight. Red top is still there. You cannot afford to slow up at all. Look at the clock. 19:010 we've hit now. 11, 12, 13, 14, a week 15, we're going to do it. 16, 17, you beauty! W Mills has claimed his Strava PB. It's a shame it's not an official parkrun time. I'll put that up now. He managed to finish 81st with a 20-minute 30 after starting 1-minute 13 after everyone else went off. Jeremy Connor, the guy with the red top, finishing exactly at the same time with W Mills. And look at his PB, much quicker currently than W Mills, so a fantastic effort there to fend him off. We also managed to overtake 13 doggos. And if we would have arrived on time, it would have been an almost perfect day, but we at least know W Mills is definitely capable of getting that parkrun PB. I think he's capable of sub 19 with that kick at the end. So please tune in again soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We will see you next week with another parkrun. I'm not sure who it's from yet, but it'll be from someone. I'll see you then.